Hello, BookTube. Welcome back to Poetry Thursday. And again, I have my big anthology here, and I decided let's move on from Lawson and Patterson and all that to talk about one of my favorites who I've actually never talked about on the channel before, and that is the one and the only Lesbia Hartford. She's incredible, and I'm going to read you a longer poem by her. This is We Climbed That Hill. It's just very lovely. So here it is. We climbed that hill. The road flushed red in pride. At being beauty's boundary either side, stretched beauty, beauty ever, beauty still. For on the left rose sand hills bound together by the deft, long fingers of seagrass, humped like the punch of duty and of a farce, comical cleft. With gaps for the wind to pass spotted with dark, clumped tea tree stark, with rushes fierce and burrs blotted, with purple earth stains, remnants marks of birth, onto exuberant beauty. On the right, long paddocks stopped under a cloud sky. They're lovely paddocks, look at them, you said. I turned my head. What I'd thought grey was seen, to the young beginning of live green under a spray of ghostly weed stalks, lilacs, mauves, and blues at interplay, a delicate tracery of shadow hues. There's colour, I begin, and straightway knew I saw what you saw not, and yet your vision was not mine. Your eyes were on the line, the sweep and curve of fields against the sky you'd heard. My poor beginning of a word, I had no more to praise, but unfamiliar loveliness, I can't say that word, to gaze was all my praise. At the hilltop, it was your turn to say, there's colour you had found, silver and gold on my Tom's Tiller's ground. At the roadside, a clump of grasses all caught round a little bush and tangled tied, with unimagined colours people call green when they see them. This was treasure spied by your eyes with my soul. We'd like the whole broad sweep of things, had scarcely seen such small jewel incidents until I showed you, who have never watched a hill remote in contemplation, near far, far skies, except with your eyes, but had no mind to see a present beauty, only what might be if distance was annihilate. I can't say that word. And then, when the road crossed the creek we could not cross, we found again our power of sight redoubled by the loss of what I'd planned. You said was no sense to pull off shoes and fasten up a skirt and plunge through dirt and mud and water muddy, ruddy, and cyanans and paint water, and a flood of heaven auburn hair. We'd better go round by the beach, not by the cliffs to reach the farthest cliff. I wanted to see tower above the waves in colour and power, more solidly than the sky, and so we turned. Seaward amongst the sea grasses, I had learnt some of your alien sense of beauty. Line preferred to colour, distance to the near, for it was I who saw the lovely curve of the creek, but the whole shore, yellow, untrodden, more the loveliest thing of the whole lovely week, more subtle curve, unbroken surface than for colour. This wide shore was yours and mine, and yours and mine the foam when it would shine, flower-coloured in a glint of sun, but mine the hurry and swift scurry of the wind-blown tea tree up the cliff. We gave a double dower of beauty to each wave that trailed its hair in the wind before it broke, for all the power of alien philosophies awoke, our power of sight. You still proclaim the far eternal unity of things that are like Plato and the mountains. I prefer incoherent beauty for my part, either plenary, essential, am content to find a gain of difference in a while admit there's gain in union. Argument recurs, oh well, at any rate we know that those walk was lovely, ecstasies of mind and subtle mysteries of sight combined with the dear love of friends to make it so. And I thought I'd do one more after that because that's so lovely. This is And Improver. So this is another lovely one. Maisie's been holding down her head all day. Her little red head and she pertained chin rests on her neck and slips softly in the square-cut, low-necked, darling dress she had made. In such a way, since it's high-waisted too, it lets you guess how fair young breasts begin under the gentle, pleasant folds of blue. But on the roof at lunchtime, when the sun shone warmly, the wind was blowing free, she lifted up her head to let me see a rosy mark beneath her chin, the mark of kisses. If her mother knew, she'd be ashamed, but a girlfriend like me made her feel proud to show her kisses too. I thought that was just very lovely. And yeah, that's Lesbia Hartford. Maybe we'll do some more next week, but yeah. Thank you so much for listening, BookTube, and I will see you next time.